Now, my next guest on the 14th episode of the Mental Breakdown is Milla also from the university where I taught English, and she was teaching English and doing a lot of administrative work with the International Affairs Office. And recently on a new endeavor called Safe Spaces in Phuket, Thailand. We talk about that. Our focus really was talking about mental health and her endeavors. Of course, we also discussed, as always, who she is, where she came from, how she got to where she is. So without further ado, here we go. Hello, Milla, Ajahn Milla. And
Hi.
this is it's good to see you. And
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while. But it's actually been less than some people I've had on this podcast because they're from America. So I haven't even seen them in like a decade or so. But still, yeah, I've been up here in Chiang Mai for getting close to, I don't know, probably on my 5th year or something. So yeah, it's definitely been a while. So that's where I want to start, kind of how we know each other, and then get a little of your backstory, and then we'll jump into the present and kind of talk more about that. So of course we taught at PSU. You were actually in administration too. You were teaching some different classes to faculties, and basically we're just in the big conglomerate of the university and doing lots of different things, every job possible. They delegate. I think you got delegated the most different like types of jobs, so let's get a little backstory. I know you're from Indonesia, but like when I talk to you, and I don't mean this as a compliment or an insult, but you could take it either way. You have like in a natural American type conversation, like the way you speak and move. So why Indonesia? Tell us about Indonesia, everything, because I mean, Indonesia is a large country population wise, comparable
It's
to
number
America.
fourth in the world, most populated countries, the fourth after the US. Yes.
Okay, yeah, and it's smaller in geographical area probably. I mean, well, maybe not if you count the waters because it spans out, but all these different islands, lots of different cultures, I imagine, different foods, different things. Pretty interesting place. But I'd say I even don't know that much about it, but I've never been in Indonesia. I've been to Malaysia and Philippines and stuff, so I don't specifically know that much about it, but I know there's a lot to it, I'm sure. So tell me what it's like growing up there, and why do you speak English like an American? Are you a spy?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Well, now that I have to kill you and everybody else is watching this. But yeah, Indonesia is actually a really large country. Most of the population, it's a large Muslim country. Actually, it's the largest Muslim country in the world.
By
We
population.
have 17,000 islands, but
I would have said like 1,000. Oh my goodness. Wow.
no, 17,000, but
Wow.
including tiny islands.
Yeah,
And
but yeah, wow.
so I was born and raised in Papua. It's the Indonesian side of the Papua New Guinea island.
Okay, that's the island that's cut in half. Half of it is, yeah. So
Yep, that's the one.
right behind that. That line is so straight. It doesn't look like a geographical border. I mean, usually borders are somewhat like a mountain or a water. That's like it's straight. Boom. You know the story behind that?
It's political,
It's gotta be, right?
I'm not gonna get into that.
Okay. So you're on the so wait, Papua New Guinea is an actual country then? And that's not part of ASEAN, is it? Is it part of Oceania, or is it?
No, it's its own country, Papua New
But it's
Guinea.
not ASEAN country, is it? Papua New Guinea is not.
No, it's not.
Okay, so that's
Yes,
I think it's
not.
like that's interesting. I think it's part of a Oceania, so I think technically it's another continent, maybe. I don't know if it's Asia. I think it's like more. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
The
you're
islands,
on the other side
Yep.
of that.
Just north of Australia. So
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up there, spent 16 years of my life there, and then I moved to the suburb of Indonesia for 3 years to complete my high school.
Wait,
And then
the
I went,
suburb, we're talking 17,000 islands. What is it? The suburb of like the main island, or like, I mean, what is Jakarta? I don't know what is the main island.
well,
Or,
Jakarta is the capital city of Indonesia for
so the
now because
suburb of,
because they're going to change the capital city into a different island. So this
okay,
is Jakarta is in Java. So that's the main island, I guess. There
okay,
are 5 main islands, but Java is where all the activities, a lot of government activities
sure.
there. So I was there, the little suburb of
Okay, okay,
Jakarta.
okay,
Yeah, I spent 3 years there before, after graduating from high school, I moved to the US
okay,
and the English and
okay,
everything else. I was in the US for about 10 years.
okay,
I earned both my bachelor and master's degrees in the US from Louisiana State University.
okay. Louisiana, both masters and, I mean,
Yep.
bachelor and masters. Okay. Louisiana, that's just, did you pick that, or that's just kind of what popped up? I mean, why Louisiana?
Well,
Louisiana,
actually, the first 2 years I was in Arkansas.
Arkansas. Okay.
So in the middle of really
Yeah, yeah,
nowhere. So it's in
yeah.
Arkansas, and then
Louisiana,
I transferred to Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge.
Okay. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
all right. Garthbrook.
yeah, it's not New
Okay.
Orleans. I wish, but Baton Rouge.
Do you like Baton Rouge? Wait,
Um,
wait, what did you
I
say?
like
Wait,
Baton Rouge. Yeah.
Baton Rouge, right? Garth
Yep.
Brooks has a song about Baton Rouge. I don't know if he's from Baton
Yeah,
Rouge.
yeah.
I
They
like
make
Garth Brooks.
songs about
Okay.
Baton Rouge all the time.
Yeah, okay.
And if you watch football, you would know that, about LSU. Well, I don't watch football,
No.
but yeah, LSU Tigers.
Tigers, I would have thought Gators or something. No, somebody's
No.
Florida's Gators, but I mean, still
Yeah.
they have alligators, alligator country, right? Or
Alligator
crocodile.
is Florida.
Okay, no, in Louisiana, don't you get some?
Yeah,
You
there's
get some too.
lots of alligators, and they do
Okay.
eat alligator meat, and they're delicious. Actually, tastes like chicken.
And yeah, I bet.
I mean, if you deep fry everything, it tastes like chicken, right?
Perhaps. Uh-oh, don't say that to my little sweetie.
Oh, I have 3 cats too.
Yeah?
Yep.
Nice. I like, yeah, cats. And I also got this dog, but she's not as I'm just more of a cat person. I don't hate you. She just needs too much attention. The cats are more free. I like that free spirit of a cat.
Yep.
So okay, so why not stay in America? What are you doing in Thailand? Or why not go back to Indonesia?
I wanted to stay in the US, but of course the visa.
Okay.
It's
Oh, so you
difficult to get.
student visa, and then even after that much, you can't get.
Some people might think that it's very easy to get, non-B visa, work visa, or no, is it non-B or?
Yeah, maybe something like a work. Okay,
I
like,
can't remember.
yeah, like
Non-B is actually in Thailand, but yeah,
okay,
in the
but yeah,
in the US.
whatever's the equivalent of that. So yeah, I mean, you need like it. You can't just get it to work. I mean, I guess it's in Thailand too. I mean, you need the job to get you the visa, right? I mean, so you have somebody that's going to hire you, and it's probably more hassle for them to hire.
And expensive too, and all that. So it's not as easy as a lot of people thought, to get visa or to get even a green card. So yeah, so I left the US not by choice. So and I moved back to Indonesia for probably less than a year because I'm not really I don't know. I'm Indonesian, but I'm not that Indonesian, I guess. Not in a bad way, but it's just
Sure.
I don't feel at home in Indonesia.
Yeah, no, I mean America's the same way for me. Yeah, I don't have it. I like America and everything, but it's definitely not me. But
actually,
you are.
America is more home for me.
America's more for you. Yeah. But I mean, we have different. But Thai, I feel I like Thai. I'm Thai. what about you? Why? So yeah, okay. So yeah, how'd you end up here? So the first time I talked to you over like we had some sort of, were you applying for that position at the I don't know, I forget what the
At your
ISD office? Was that the original position or was it a different position? Whatever it was, you were in Indonesia at that time, looking to come here, looking to come to Thailand, and why?
Yeah, well actually I was when I was in Indonesia and after I came back from the US and I came to Phuket, Thailand for the first time, it was to train Muay Thai actually.
Okay, okay.
So I did train here for uh, maybe a month and a half. And just
Did you
like
get the
everyone else,
visa?
I felt
Do you do the visa where you get, or like, because you can get the visa with the Muay Thai visa or
no,
not?
because I'm,
You're just busy.
Indonesian and it's only visa on
Oh,
arrival. So I
oh,
get
okay, okay, yeah,
30 days.
yeah, okay, okay,
So yeah, I did use that and I trained and I enjoyed it. I like Thailand, I like Phuket, I like the food, the culture, the people. So I decided, hey, I'll just move here. And
okay,
then, coming back here, back and forth for a few times that year. And I said, oh, you know what? I'll find a job here and then I'll settle here. And, I found a job. But of course, my first intention to come to Phuket was to train Muay Thai. But once
hmm,
I got a full-time job, what do
yeah,
you know? I can't even train Muay Thai. So
yeah, okay, okay, and then all right, so and then okay, so then you're there. We're at the university for several years,
6 years,
crossing
yeah,
paths,
almost
doing our
6 years.
things. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you were probably there. I mean, you were there. I mean, we shared it several years together, and then yeah, you were
Mhm.
continued there, and you've just uh, so you're right now you're married to a Thai,
Yes,
and so
yes.
so so am I. So I'm, but it's not also that, I guess that would be the difference in America. If you are married, it's like automatic citizenship. Here, I've heard that it's different for a woman. It's not. Like I heard that it was an easier process because I mean, it's a kind of traditional society where, like a man. I don't know. Are you still doing 90-day reports and visas every year, or did you have some sort of special treatment? Because
Well, everybody has to do 90 days, right? If you're
yeah,
not on
yeah, not a,
citizenship or not
okay,
citizenship, but
but a
residency.
permanent, yeah,
Yeah, but right now I'm on non-O visa, that's spousal visa.
okay, yeah, yeah,
So I still have to do that 90 days. And to get the non-O, that's where you know, sexism works in our
sure,
favor for
okay,
women. Because for men you have to have a certain amount of money in your bank account, right?
okay,
But
and
not for women.
okay, that's okay. That's
So that's the only perks.
okay. So that, well, because I've noticed, I always thought it's kind of sexist when I do my visa. It literally says Thai wife visa, and I'm thinking like, well, what about? I mean, that is more common. Does your visa paper, does it say Thai wife? Or no, it has, you have a different visa paper, maybe. I don't know. My literally, like, the official form says Thai wife visa. Like, it's like made for a foreigner with a Thai wife. And then so I'm thinking like, they got it. I always thought that they have a different system for if you are if you have a Thai husband visa or something. So okay, so you do got this, but that's the only thing. You still have to do a marriage visa every year, 90 day. Still same. No, I know the only difference is you don't have to have the money in the account because you're being taken care of by your man, right?
Yes,
Basically.
because I'm a
Oh,
woman, right?
yes, of
So
course.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It works out well. Okay. Um, so before we get into what you're doing now, of course, so I have this, um, I mean, yeah, I'm coming from America, so there's cultural differences, there's still cultural differences between Indonesia and Thailand, especially the fact that the major religion are different from Islamic to Buddhism, but there's and then of course in Phuket is further south. So I've noticed cultural difference between like southern Thailand and northern Thailand. What kind of things? Give me idea of just cultural similarities, differences. What's I mean, you like it. Obviously, you're here. What kind of things are notable from your unique perspective of being from Indonesia and living in America, do you have any insight that would maybe
Oh,
I wouldn't even
well, at least the food, I can eat the food. I mean, Thai food and Indonesian food, it's
okay.
similar.
Okay, yeah.
So I have no problems with that, and I don't have, diarrhea or anything the first time I came here. And
Sure, okay.
I eat spicy food because we eat spicy food back in Indonesia. So it's yeah, and a lot of the desserts or anything, it's pretty similar with Indonesia. So it wasn't difficult for me to adapt. And I did try Thai food for the first time when I was in the US. So
Much more expensive too, right? Than it would be.
yeah.
Usually nice
So
Thai restaurants. I love Thai food, and I love Thai food in America. Americanized Thai food is delicious, and it's usually actually Thai people too. So, but
yeah,
it's expensive. It's usually it's kind of a
yes, very expensive.
fancy restaurant usually. Yeah, really not, So, okay, that's so I mean, you Indonesia's mostly Muslim. I think Bali though is like Hindu or something, maybe, or something. And then but so I mean, you come from Muslim family, or
Yes, from Muslim family.
and then and your husband now, your Thai husband is Muslim, or is he
He's Muslim, yeah, because
okay?
in Islam, when you're married, and especially in Indonesia too, when you're married, you can't be married people can't have two different religions. So
Yeah,
either
that's
I convert to Buddhism
yeah.
or he converts to
But he always
Islam.
was, or he converted, or he was
He
Buddhist.
converted, yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, interesting.
So
Oh,
he
that's
converted.
okay.
So we can get married. So that's
Okay.
how much he loves me.
Yes, obviously. Um, and then okay, so that's in I mean culturally is that symbolic more, but or is there any weird culture? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but let's just say okay, look, I mean, I'm married different culture. I actually I do identify with like Buddhist philosophy, so a lot of things are natural. And my wife is not. We don't really do like all the temple. We kind of think the Tambun stuff is like kind of more like virtue signaling than actually, So, but we as far as raising our son, we're very we identify with that. So we actually I would say so yeah, look at women are taking over. I would say, I mean, even though I've actually always enjoyed Buddhism, even as very young, I've always been attracted to Eastern philosophies and culture. So, but I would say that, yeah, I would say we are more Buddhist oriented in our, is there a mixture? I mean, is there anything that makes it difficult to have kind of a cross-cultural relationship? I mean,
Well, I I don't know if I should be saying this in public, but I'm a Muslim only in my ID card,
okay,
but I'm agnostic.
okay,
So I do believe in God or the higher power or universe or whatever you want to call it. And my husband, he's still practicing, Buddhism, with all the traditional things,
sure,
and I'm fine with that. But for the marriage, because we got married back in Indonesia, and for the government paperwork, he has to convert to Islam, and have to go to the mosque, and it was very formal,
yeah.
and he actually had to get circumcised.
Oh, wow.
So he did at the age of 40, I think. So
Interesting. Yeah.
it was difficult for him because
Yeah.
usually
He does love you.
uh,
Wow.
yeah, in Muslim, usually little boys before they're reaching adulthood, they get circumcised.
Yeah.
But him, it's a difficult process because for men, sometimes you can't control certain things in your body, to function.
Yeah.
And it actually he injured himself, and we had to take him to the hospital because the stitches were
Oh, yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, yeah,
So he would always remind me of that, like, see how
yeah,
much I really love you. I
yeah,
get circumcised and this and
yeah.
that and that. I said, okay, okay. So yeah.
Okay, wow. So you just went back to get married, or did you guys live there at all for any time?
No, we just
Just
went there to get married.
okay, and that was to appease your parents, or that's what you wanted to do, you needed it to do, or it was more like you that's expected. Uh,
It's my mom.
Okay,
She
okay,
wants,
sure.
she wants us to get married back home and, the traditional way and all.
Mhm.
But my dad, he's like, you can get married there and it's fine as long as it's legal and
Yeah.
he doesn't really mind. But so
Okay.
yeah, so we went back to Indonesia just to have that wedding for my mom mostly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's sweet of you too. I mean, what about? Did you also have a Thai wedding here, or
No,
sort of
no.
his family's not wasn't they are you're all that's all.
Well, he's a divorcee, so they're like they don't really the family they don't really care that much anymore.
Oh,
Like, okay, this
okay.
is the
That's
first
maybe
time, so
good. Yeah. I don't
not
know.
celebrating that. So I said, thank God, because that
Yeah.
means we don't have to spend more money.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Well, okay. That's interesting. Um. All right. Cool. Well, other things might come up, but let's talk about what you're doing here. All I saw is that you've left the university and you're and of course, yeah, we talked about it. You knew I was working on my degree in psychology and we're interested in mental health and all these things. And all I know is that you started something called Safe Place, Safe
Safe
Space, Safe
space, yeah.
Space. I'm sorry, Safe Space. And um, what? So yeah, build up leading up to that. How what kind of spawned that? That was already like in your mind when I was still there. We were talking about these kind of things, and you kind of had an idea, or it's I mean, let's see, I saw a building that I mean, so it's like, okay, you're where did that how did it manifest basically? Yeah.
Well, it all started, well, when we spoke, what, 5, 6 years ago? I mean, you talk about you doing your degree in psychology and I'm a mental health advocate. Well, I believe that I am. I'm trying my best. And then, during COVID, um, especially during COVID, because I joined a lot of women's Facebook groups,
Mhm.
and I noticed that a lot of women they are struggling with their mental health, and I also noticed that not only women but also men. And it was really true during COVID because people are alone or isolated, and you can't go anywhere. You don't have that social connection with people. So I decided that I wanted to start a women's support group just to help the women cope with whatever emotional or mental health issues that they're struggling with. Um, I spoke with the women in a group asking if they would be interested in attending this support group, and everybody's like, yeah, 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 of course, but nobody wants to start it. They
Sure.
just say, yeah,
So
it's a
these
good
are
idea.
Thai or foreigner
Expats. Yeah,
expats. Okay,
foreigners. Yeah,
okay, okay.
because it's a an expat women's group.
But
Um,
living in Thailand or living in Phuket.
living in Phuket. Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay.
and then yeah, so we kind of talked about that for a few months. People would just say, yeah, yeah, if you have it, well, I'll come and this and that, and
But it was
um,
meant for at that point, it was just online meeting, or you actually were a meeting where you went and met in person, or you weren't able to
that
meet in person,
was
or
that was the end of 2021. So COVID restriction, it's lifted, so we can have one-on-one, in-person meeting. And I think the catalyst was that because I'm also one of the admin in that Facebook group, the women's Facebook group. And this one time, there's one woman who shared anonymously that she was just sexually assaulted and she didn't know what to do, where to go. So she was asking for advice from the women in the group. And, that was the catalyst for me. And I said, okay, we're having the support group. So that was December 2021. So by January 2022, I just decided, you know what, I'll just start the support group and, invite people. If they want to come, they can come. And I didn't know what to expect. And I didn't know how many women would turn up on that first meeting. That was January 15th. But we did have a lot of women came, but I've never run a support group before.
Yeah.
I've been to one when I was back in the US, and honestly, I didn't like it. But yet here I am starting the support group. So I have no clue what I was doing. But I just thought that somebody needs to start something, and why not me? And if I can do it, I'll just do it. Just if I can help somebody. So we started that, and we've been meeting every 2 weeks on a Saturday. So it's been a year and a half now.
Okay.
We've been meeting every 2 weeks.
Where were you meeting at first? Because I saw that building. That seems new. That's something that's like you didn't have. You were meeting at your house, or meeting at a cafe, or meeting at somebody's house.
We met at cafe. It's Endless Summer in Phuket Town. The owner generously gave us the space, free of charge. So we have this private space because of the nature of the group.
Yeah.
So she said that you can use it for free. I mean, with the aircon and everything. But since it's a cafe, we also want to contribute to the local business. So every time when we have meeting, I would encourage the women to purchase a drink or food or something like that, just to show support. And she's been really, really wonderful with us. So she hosted us for more than a year. So we were there every 2 weeks. But I felt like we needed more space. It's not, for this sport group, we only limited to 8 people. Because I don't want it to grow too big, because in a support group, if it's more
only
than
women.
8,
You did mention men. You on your Facebook group, you also had men, but this is strictly women, or is it?
This is strictly women. Yeah, the first time when I start this is strictly women.
Okay.
So I don't want it to grow too big. It's just limited to 8, so it's more. So we have more time. We only meet like 2 hours, sometimes a bit more. So I want to give opportunity for the women to share, in that 2-hour span. And I was doing that on a voluntary basis.
Okay.
That was on a Saturday, and I, at that time I have a full-time job, so juggling between that and doing this every other weekend, and also I would try to look for guest speakers, and invite them to the support group to talk about something about mental health. And everything was for free. The support group meeting is free of charge. And then for the guest speakers to come in, I also told them that, I can't pay you. So a lot of them, they agreed, and they would give the talk for free. We started doing that about last year until now.
Okay. So, you have a place, you've quit at the university, so there is some way to generate income on this. That's always the difficulty, because this is something that you want to offer for free. I mean, you don't, how are you have a sponsor type thing? How are you able to, earn enough money to run it, and,
For this business or for the support group?
Okay.
Kind of
So what? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
explain what. I mean, they work together. I mean, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, I started this business because of the support group.
So the safe space is rooms, and you're able to, other people use the rooms. Different groups can use them, and they rent them out or something. Okay.
Yes. So basically, Safe Space Phuket, that I just legitimately register it. last month, and we just had that grand opening last month in June. So we're basically a community space provider for events and activities that promote mental and emotional well-being in Phuket. So what I'm trying to do is to bring the community together, Thai, expat, it doesn't matter, even, any genders. Because I believe that people need a safe space to heal. And if you're not familiar with Phuket, the north of Phuket and the south of Phuket is just totally different type of people and vibe. And north of Phuket, they have their own activities, and south they have their own activities, but it's not connected. They're disjointed in a way. Because sometimes they have pool activities going on in the north, but the people in the south, they can't come, and vice versa. So what I was trying to do was to find that center. So right now, this safe space Phuket is in the middle of the island, so it's easily accessible from people. Oh, Talang is not in the middle of the island. Phuket town.
Oh, Phuket down south, right? I mean, if you
Well,
look at it from like Friendship Bridge to, I don't know. I feel like,
well, yeah, if it's from
smack in the middle, but I don't know.
It's somewhat in the center. It's not really dead center, but it's somewhat in the center. It's not far from Central Festival, so if people can go shopping to Central Festival,
okay,
and we're located in the main road, so it's easily accessible, but it's also quiet and private.
Sure. So you're able to use that.
So yeah, that's why I chose the middle, because I want to bring people together from the north and from the south. And so far, it has worked for my support group. And when I did the open house, people come from even as far as I don't know if you remember, but as far as Macau, Koh Loi, so it's like really near the border with Phang Nga. So some women do ride their motorbike to come here. That's a lot of dedication right there.
So have you, what about like any university students? I mean, I think that's actually a community that would benefit from this. Or, I mean, was that part of it? I mean, did you have any experience with situations at the university that?
Yeah, we do actually, because I used to work at international affairs. So I do know some students, international or even Thai, who are struggling with mental health, with anxiety or depression or whatnot. And at least for the Thai students, they do have some sort of support in a way. They do have the psychiatrist coming over, but only once a month, in the first Friday of the month, and only 5 or 6 students can see her. So it's a bit limited. She can speak English, but it's quite basic, so it's difficult, and they don't really promote it to the international students. And I've worked there for 6 years, and I didn't even know it existed until there's one incident that one female international student was a bit suicidal. So I mean, a lot of things happen there. It's just people don't talk about it. I mean, it's like anywhere else in the world when it comes to mental health, and people don't openly talk about it, and especially in southeastern, Asian cultures, you just don't talk about it.
It is more
right? It's a stigma.
for sure. And okay, that's so you're able to, I mean, it's so early on. I mean, it's working out. I mean, to leave a job is a big deal. Are you still, is it like a leap of faith, or you've got yourself big enough safety net, or with your husband and stuff too, you guys work together to, okay, we can do this, or it's kind of a still,
it's a roller coaster, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, because Yeah, I did talk about this, since last year, actually, at the end of last year, that I wanted to do this. I want to start this, and I believe that that's my path, because by I want to help other people to heal, and maybe selfish in a way that by helping other people heal, it actually helps me heal.
Okay.
But I guess self-care, right?
Yeah.
But we don't heal in isolation, right? We heal
Mhm.
in a community, as a community. And
I like that. Yeah.
what I wanted to do with this space is that I want to, bring the community together, and then to show that there are different modalities of healing. If it's emotional or mental health, it doesn't have to be just to see a psychologist or psychiatrist. It's not that, but there's other modalities that you can use, even like breath work or even meditation, sound healing. There are many ways of healing. So that's what I'm trying to do, is to introduce all these modalities to the people.
Yeah.
And it's open for Thais and for expats too. So it's
Nice.
just for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, Phuket does have a nice, health oriented area. I mean, there are a lot of places for, like yoga, and I mean the Muay Thai, of course. I mean the massages, and there's some. I know. I mean, it was developing when I left. Of course, COVID probably put a damper on things for a while. I didn't experience any of that. I heard and saw some pictures of things closed down and stuff. So, I mean, was there a revamp? What of like, I mean, like Soy Thai Ed and stuff, where all the Muay Thai gyms were, and it's kind of expanded. All that Chalong area had that strip of, I mean, that's bustle back and bustling with, you know, fruit shake shops and all that.
Yeah, it's back to normal now.
Yeah. And so, are there any? Are you? Is there the people who you're working with, or are get wind of what's going on in that, are expats living there, or it also could cater to people that were there on holiday, or is that not really, or even not holiday, but months, or like, yeah, the people that are training or anything, like, is that a group that is, I don't know, I want to say targeted, like that's, I mean, are they able to find you if they needed something, or
Yeah, they can, but my main target is the community living
sure.
here.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
of course,
yeah,
I'm not going to say no to
yeah,
people
yeah,
who were here on a visit, and of course they can. But usually when people come to Phuket for a retreat or meditation or yoga, they already bought that, the
yeah,
package from that particular resort, right? They're
yeah,
not coming here and start looking, but
that's true. Yeah,
if they are looking, they can find us, and I wouldn't say no. I mean, we have
yeah,
some people coming here doing things that they're only tourists.
sure.
It's
Yeah,
fine as long as they're here and they need help and they need some healing. We're here, but mainly I want to take care of the community living here, because that's,
yeah,
especially for mental health, it's very difficult. I don't know if you remember when you were here that it's quite difficult to find English speaking psychologists or psychiatrists. I mean, they do have it in the international hospitals, but um, it's quite costly.
hmm,
And, it's some people said it's the language barrier in a way.
hmm,
Though the psychiatrists, they can speak English, but if when you're talking about mental health or your emotion,
yeah,
there's nuance in the language, right?
yeah,
That if it's English is not your first language, it's quite difficult to catch. So
sure.
so a lot of them, they don't really want to go to the hospitals with the Thai doctors because of that,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
they feel like the doctors won't understand them. So
Yeah.
it's just, I guess, just the mind.
Yeah. Well, that's so on in the building that you have you have your regular meetings that you were having, like your support group, and then like you mentioned, I mean, like breath work or something. Are you getting though there's other support group type things that are unaffiliated with you, but kind of like that's when you're, or is that what you're trying to build, like a community where there's different nights, maybe different things, or like let the men, maybe a men's night, or even different languages. There might be German support group, even you don't have it, but maybe you can find, or maybe there's somebody that finds you. Is that what you're looking to have, like different groups?
I hope so, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Because, I started with the women's support group, and actually this Saturday, well, I don't know when you're going to publish this podcast, but on this Saturday, what date is it? On the 15th, we're going to host the first men's support group. So I will be co-facilitating that support group, but the other co-facilitator would be a male psychologist.
okay,
Just because, for me, this is a whole new ball game with the men's support group. With the women's support group, fine. I've been doing it for a year and a half, and I'm a woman, so in a way, yes, I can understand a little bit. But with men, I have no idea what to expect.
yeah,
Some people said that, some men says that they would prefer a woman to co-facilitate.
okay,
And some would say, no, actually, they're more comfortable with men. So that's why I'm trying to balance this right now,
yeah,
a man and a woman, and see where it goes. If they want the men, then, step down and just let the men, the psychologist take control. So I really don't know what to expect.
yeah, interesting. Now, okay, yeah, I'll put.
What about you? What do you think? I mean, you as a man, would you be more comfortable opening up, being vulnerable in front of another man as a facilitator, or a woman?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I guess it depends, maybe specifics. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a man would be more comfortable to talk about things. If we were talking about women, it might be easier to have men, but if it's not about that, if it's about, I mean, yeah, no, I guess it would really depend on the in some cases it could be easier, motherly figure is always nice too. So yeah, I could see how it would be different. Maybe I don't yeah, have to play it out, I guess, and see. Yeah.
So I'm very nervous. I really don't know what to expect. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope that's yeah, we'll see for sure. All right. And so is that, I mean, you have it's you kind of, it's going in that direction. Are there any yeah, you want to branch out, have the Chiang Mai safe space or something? That's your goal, to set up posts around Thailand or anything, or it's just, that's not, I mean, it's more, you're not trying to do anything huge,
We'll
or
start
is that?
local first.
Yeah.
I mean, if this works, then I'll branch out. But
Yeah.
it's still, this is only our second month, and so we really still don't know. It's a new business, right? Every new business, you have to struggle the first few months. So yeah, so I'm also struggling with that, just to find the marketing side and to get the people in. I mean, people always say that, oh yeah, we do need a space like that. So
But
it is needed
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But I've found that a few people, they need it, they want it, but they're not willing to pay for it. So at the end of the day, I still have to pay bills, for the rental, for the utilities and everything.
Yeah, that's just to make that afloat, and then you've quit your job, so that's the big one, right?
Yeah, so I don't have income, so this is my only income, and if this doesn't work, then well,
and I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, at first it's not, just to break even is going to be a struggle. I mean, at first, right? So do you have any experience in any business, or is this your first business endeavor?
This is my first business, so I really went all in,
Yeah. No, I gotta give it up to you. I mean, I haven't done anything like that. At some point, that's kind of, I mean, I do have some sort of vision of some sort of offering, some sort of retreat type working, getting your hands in nature to heal on some level, whether it's a workshop, organic farming, something, I don't know what, but I gotta admit that jump to actually like turn it into a business, especially something like this, because it is something that you want to offer to people who are in need, and often the people that are in most need are not yeah, they don't, they can't afford to pay, or they're not, they're not in the situation to really be paying for it. So it's, and then you're in that position of like, okay, what do I do? Am I going to turn them down, or how can I do it? So I don't know if that, I mean, I admit that's kind of what's stopping me from like actually like really just going all out and doing something. And I've been teaching English online, and it's, it's good enough. So it's like I don't want to cut that out. I guess if I did do something, I'd still be able to do that. But yeah, so that's, I mean, I'd give you props for taking that jump. It's got to be a
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't done it. I don't know if I have the balls to do it, but you do.
I don't know if it's a good idea or if it's a stupid idea, because some people, my family, some people that are close to me too, they told me not to do it. They said just plan this, and don't quit my job, and just have this kind of side job first until it's sure, then I can leave my job and then start this business. But yeah, I mean, yes, you're supposed to do that, right? You're supposed to plan everything. But I've been thinking about this for years, and there's never a good time. There's
Yeah,
always something. So
yeah.
I said, if it's not now, when? And at that time, I was already burned out from work, and yeah, that's why I left, because I'm really burned out. And I said, I'm not going back there, and I have to make this work. And I see that this is the path that I think this is my path. I believe that this is my path, is to help others, to help others heal and help me heal, because I find healing by helping others too. So this
Mhm.
is also, it's a healing cycle. So so yeah, it's I don't know if it's brave or if it's stupid. We'll see in a few months, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic, and I have to be optimistic and see if this will grow into something bigger, and just to bring everybody together.
Yeah. Well, I wish you luck on that. And well, I don't think we get that many. I don't get that many views here, but I'm happy to put a little link or something to, in case somebody happens to be in Phuket, piques their interest and stuff. Because I think that's the main thing, is just let people knowing that stuff are out there. I mean, yeah, just reaching it. So yeah, is there anything else?
Well, yeah, for the women's support group, actually, we have crowdfunding for that.
Okay.
So, but it's not GoFundMe or anything, because we can't receive money here in Thailand with
Oh
GoFundMe.
yeah, I know there's some different. Yeah, there's yeah.
So I use this Thai platform, but anybody from around the world, they can donate there. And so far, we have a few people donating straight to the platform, or transfer it to my bank account, or even coming here and bringing the donation just to help with the support group. And mainly this, all the money donated, I use it to buy resources for the support group. I buy like deck of cards, for helping during the support group. So, and I ordered many things from the US, from Europe, from Australia. I mean, the shipping is more expensive than the decks.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. No, oh yeah. I've tried to order some.
yeah. So I'm trying to raise this money so we can buy more resources, so we can use that. And since I'm also starting this men's support group, and they don't have money right now, so I'm kind of reallocating some of the money from the women's support group to help start the men's support group. Because again, the women's and men's support groups, they're free. for everybody to come, but I still have to pay for electricity here and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So, it requires at least 400 baht per support group meeting. That's for a 2-hour meeting.
Yeah.
So, so I can give you the link for the fundraising if anybody who's watching this or wanted to help with the women's and men's support group, they can, and I welcome. And also, I'm actually going to do another crowdfunding, but this time it's for Safe Space Phuket, just to help with the operational costs, just to help us afloat for a few months.
Sure.
So
Is
I
that you
haven't
in there?
started
Are
that
you
yet.
at your home? Or are you in safe space as we speak?
I'm in Safe Space.
All right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I see some nice little statues in the background. Some.
Oh, that's Indonesian actually.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay.
Because I try to make everything Indonesian. I'm
Okay.
proud of Indonesian culture. So yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well, yeah, I look forward to seeing you succeed and
Thank you.
grow and yeah, look forward to, and someday, yeah, I'm sure could be an opportunity for some sort of collaboration on mental health is something we're both passionate about. So yeah, but yeah,
So whenever you come to Phuket, I mean, you can always come to Safe Space.
okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'd like to yeah, who knows, offer some sort of workshop if I want to create some sort of thing. I mean, my focus is like my research, it's on death and experiencing death, so that's kind of, but that's something that would be my focus, although it's not like my expertise. I'm still kind of I mean, that's where my research was, but yeah, that's something, to have a little niche like that and to offer that. So that's kind of, if you do come across somebody maybe that's dealing with that, you can mention me. I'm not yeah, I'm just I'm
Like,
still like discovery on myself, so I'm not even really charging anything that right now. I'm until at some point I would create something and then it would be money. But at this point right now, I'm still learning. So and I'm still trying to develop my skills and like sometimes I'm not sensitive about stuff because I'm actually still interested. Like I'm not sometimes it was really interesting when I was reviewing, listening to my research interviews on people's experience with death. And I was listening to myself because you have to like, I did all the research. I mean, I did all the interviews and then I have to like re-listen over and over to get all this information. I realized like, wow, I was interviewing them, as a researcher getting this information, but there were actually people who were discussing areas that were, obviously painful. And I wasn't that sensitive on some of those questions because I wanted the information so much because I was generally interested in it. So I guess that's my background so far is really more of a researcher of psychology. So I'm not a skilled therapist. And because of that, I'm willing to offer therapy for free. So that's kind of like, wait, I'm not, so, but for somebody that if they don't have any money and want somebody to talk to, at least somebody that I do have a theoretical background on grieving, that it's an option. But at the same time, that's my disclosure. I'm not a licensed therapist and I'm not that sensitive on the issues, but I'm genuinely interested.
Because we actually have a few people actually that they are looking for grief counselor, and that's something that we don't have here in Phuket.
Well,
I actually saw several people, they're looking for grief counselor.
If that, I mean, if I'd be, because it's, that's, I mean, basically, I just kind of gave my spill on that if they know that I'm not a grief counselor per se, but I have a doctorate in psychology and my research was focused on that if, hey, I mean, you feel free to give them my information and I'd like to just chat me, so I generally, that's what I feel, just somebody to sometimes talk to is
Yeah.
enough. I guess, yeah. So I guess I wouldn't I'm not in the, I don't offer like a plan or advice. I just kind of can listen, and because I've listened to enough of people's grief and stories, I familiar enough to maybe ask the right questions. I'm not really big on giving advice or giving like a treatment plan of any source, but I might ask the right questions to help them just express themselves. So that would be what I'd be able to offer. But so yeah,
Yeah. But
hopefully that,
sometimes that's what a lot of people need, is just an empathetic listener.
yeah, that.
So yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. Feel free to yeah, offer my contact if you want. And who knows? Who knows what the future lies, but yeah, I think you're doing a great thing. Um, as far as me, yeah, creating something, you're ahead of me. Maybe you'll be the inspiration for me at some point. I'll have to just do it, you
I
know.
don't know about that.
Well, yeah, no, like, yeah, I do in my mind. I have this idea of this like retreat type thing, like a healing. I don't even know exactly. It's still, I guess it's still formulating. So talking with you, talking with other people, you know, like you said, a community of healing is beautiful, and I think things can manifest out of that, and you're leading the manifestation. So
But I remember you talking about retreat, since 6 years ago,
yeah,
because I know that's your goal, is for that
yeah,
retreat.
yeah, and it is, yeah. I mean, yeah, at this point, yeah, it's not yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, it's really just, yeah, it's gonna create itself, I think, over time, but but at the same time, there'll have to be, at some point I'm gonna have to do something. But of course, no, yeah, now I'm raising my son and stuff. That's kind of my focus. I don't know if I'd want any, you know, weird depressed people walking around my land at this time. I mean, that's a reason. I mean, you know, it sounds cold, but that's actually the people I'd want to reach out to. You know, people that need help. And yeah, I don't know if I'm quite willing to do that at this point with, you know, with my son. I got to focus on that. That energy could be, you know, it
Yeah.
is. I mean, because on that, that's, I guess, one thing it's interesting that you talk about, you know, you're able to heal through helping other people heal, and that's true. But I'd say there's also a degree of, I mean, working with somebody who's needs healing, it also can take some energy away from you, right? I mean, do you?
That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
when you talk to somebody, I mean, you've talked to, whether it's with a woman who is sexually assaulted or in any, under any circumstances of grief, talking to somebody with grief. I mean, there's it drains you, right? I mean, I was drained
Yes,
from my research as well. So how do you
exactly.
deal with that? Are you also kind of, I mean, I guess so, you are leading a group, but then you also get to throw in your little uh grievances too? Or how do
Um,
you heal? And
how do I, well, the first time
yeah,
when I started the support group, I was trying to be more of the facilitator and not participate. So I'm just from the outside looking in. But I realized that some of the women says they want me to be more involved
sure, yeah.
because,
Makes them feel
they
comfortable,
feel,
and yeah, with you.
so they want to see me vulnerable too.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, of course I did, and I shared, and it's great for the dynamic. So people, they're more open and to share their feelings or thoughts or emotions. And but yeah, you're right. Whenever I, once I'm done with the support group, when I come home, I need to ground myself because, I don't want to take all the energy with me. And so I have to learn new ways to ground myself. So I'm doing a lot of breath work. That's why I was talking about breath work
Yeah,
earlier, because it did help me and it does help me. So I'm doing a lot of breath work, and I also do a lot of exercises just to help me ground myself. Um, and some, actually, my co-facilitator taught me this, that once I get home, all the things that I brought for the support group, just put it somewhere else so I don't see it. So, not the energy to bring home. So that's what I've been doing, is just set it aside and, be in my own
compartmentalize, though, there's some dangers there too. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, so I constantly have to do that because if I don't,
Yeah, but yeah,
it's draining. It's
yeah,
draining.
for sure, yeah. All right, all right.
So
Yeah, no, that's good. Good talking. Anything else? Anything else? Or you wrap it
no,
up with that?
no,
I
it
yeah,
was
I definitely want to. Yeah, I like these podcasts. I'm kind of want to get the first time around. Everybody that I want to talk to, it's like that's kind of a yeah, got some background, who you are and who we are, our relationship, and what's going on now and in the future. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like pick an issue maybe in society or something, and then talk to multiple people about the same thing. So we won't have to talk about all of that. If anybody's interested, they'll be able to go back. This will be like the initial meeting. So yeah, I hope to have you again, and we'll talk about maybe some very and we'll talk about maybe specific different people have different niches. Some of my I have English teachers, some from mixed martial arts, some from different areas of my life. So this would be good to when there are mental health uh issues to talk about. I'd love to have you come again.
sure, sure. But
All right.
again, disclaimer, I'm not a mental health professional.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not certified.
absolutely no, me either too. I mean, even with a degree, it's not. I'm have no, mine that I'm not legally like, yeah, no certificate or licensure. So, but that makes in some ways it makes it. I mean, it makes it easier working within a construct can be, I mean, then you got to worry about like getting sued. Yeah, it's better just give the disclaimer, offer what you have, and if somebody's sounds good and that's what they're looking for, then you can give it to them, and it's more freedom really to, you don't have to worry about some sort of governing body telling you're doing it wrong. Uh,
Yeah,
so it's a learning experience for sure. Um, yeah, and now I look forward to seeing where it goes. All right.
yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you again.
Okay,
Bye bye.
bye.